Hey everybody, this is Linda and welcome to Lenny P's Place. Today I have some fabrics and laces that I am putting on here for sale. I went through and really pared down what I have, and so I kept the same amount for me pretty much that I put in these packages. So I left it, I put it in the package so I could make sure everything fit. And it did. And they're pretty full, so let me see now if I can get it out. I have 3 of these. Whoops. I have 3 of these that I will be selling. And I'll show you what you're going to get. Now the first thing, these will be different in each pack because I didn't have enough of these for all 3 packs. So there'll be 2 things these in each pack that will be different. Everything else will be the same. So there'll be these 2, and see if I can kind of keep this from getting too messed up. Okay. So the next thing, I started out and was just going to have fabric, but I couldn't get the whole thing filled up, the bag, so I went back and got some more stuff. So anyway, these are some bigger pieces here that I was going to use for a different pack, and then I decided no, I was just going to put them all in together. So these pieces are bigger. They're like, let me get my tape measure, because all of them are going to be within a half an inch of being all the same. So this is 17 by 16. And I really like this fabric. I think it's really pretty, and it can be used for a lot of different things. So there's more than enough here for a cover or whatever you might want to use it for. I found that I was just having too much trouble finding a place to store all of this. And really, I just don't think that I need to have any more than what is in these packs. I mean, I'll have more fabric, but the amount of each one I think is plenty. Now this looks orange, but it's not orange. It's really pink. It's a bright pink, and it reminds me of the 60s. And it's a corduroy piece. And then there's this, which if you watched my last haul, you would have seen this. And I know that you're not seeing the entire piece. There's the end of it. So once we get past these big ones, then the rest of them will fit in the screen, I think. This is one of my favorite pieces. And I started not to put it in, and then I thought, no, I'm not going to keep anything. I'm going to put it all in. Hoarding has got to stop. I don't have any more room, and I have to get rid of some. For those of you who missed out on the Sorry Silk bundles that I did a couple weeks ago, I will be doing some more of those. I just hadn't gotten to them yet, but I will be doing some more of those soon. Okay, so that's the big ones. Then all of these are going to be somewhere between 11 by 11 and about a 12 by 12. I love this piece also. And some of these, they're from all different places. Some are, a lot of them are from the thrift store because I do a lot of thrifting. Some of them might be just pieces of fabric that I picked up, yardage, I guess. Some might be from a pillowcase. Some might be from clothing, but this one's got a couple little spots on it. But they're all nice pieces of fabric. And they're all different. I love this. It looks kind of like watercolor, a little bit, maybe. I've got one that looks more like watercolor, but some of them are vintage. They've been around for quite a while. I guess 20 years or more. It has to be 20 years to be vintage. This one's pretty. I like the roses in it. Oh, I was showing you the wrong side. There. That shows up a little better. I had the wrong side of that one. This is some bee fabric, and I got this. I think I bought this from Joann's. It's got little silver sparkling wings on the bees. This is very thin. Pretty flowers. I like to use these real thin ones. I like to cut them in strips and make flowers out of them, handmade flowers. I believe that was from an old pillowcase. Maybe. I'm not sure. This was some fabric from Joann's from, oh, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years ago. Whoops, I'm putting down one. There we go. I was picking up 2 at a time. This is, I believe this came from some clothing. Maybe it was a skirt. I don't think it was a shirt. I think it was a skirt. So there's that. Here's a pretty little, I guess, like a dotted Swiss, only there's no little bumps on it. And this one. I know this was some fabric that I bought. Butterflies. Don't know how long I've had it. Long time. It's just a nice gingham check. There's strings everywhere because if I could tear it, I tore it because I can tear a lot straighter than I can cut. This is, I think it's called duck cloth, and I got this from Joann's probably a year or so ago. Same thing here, duck cloth. And this one too. And this one. And this is a nice pretty red. I know it's kind of showing up like it's orange, but it's not. It's a really pretty red with some beige in it, some tan, some beige. And here's a blue one just like it, like the red one. And then here's a nice little red and white check that goes really good with this, which when I got these, I was thinking that I would use this for a book cover and that with it because they match so well. So anyway, there's those two. And then this is a pretty, like a watercolor for sure piece. I love this. I kept a piece this size, and I think I'm going to do some slow stitching on it, is my plan. And this is just an old piece of it feels like ticking, but I don't know. It might just be a thick cotton. It's got a few stains on it. It's an old piece. And then this is another one that I really like. I made a few tags out of this one for my tag challenge that I'm doing. So those are the pieces of fabric. Get those over here out of the way. And those particular pieces that I just showed, all of those are the same. All of these things are going to be the same in each one of the packs that I have. So whatever you're seeing here will be in, if you get a pack, it'll have it in it. Except for those first two pieces, that'll be something different. So these are just strips, offcuts, whatever you want to call it, left over from the fabrics that I just showed you. And I added, I had a little piece of ticking, a green piece, I think it's green, and a piece of red, and it was just a long strip, so I just ripped it into little strips. And then these are just little offcuts of what I just showed. I think if I just do it this way, you can see them all. And they're all, some of there, you do have some in here that is not in the pack because there just wasn't enough of it. So this is one of them. It's so pretty, but it was just a little piece, so I just divided it up. And this is another one. I like this. It's really neat. It's got postage stamps and stuff on it, or postmarks, not really stamps. And this was another one of my favorite pieces, but I've pretty much used it all up. I made a book cover out of this, and I love this piece also. Some more that's not in the big pieces of it, because there just wasn't any. There wasn't enough to make big pieces. It was just so this is just sort of just a little remnant package here of the different fabrics that I had. And so this pretty much is all the fabric that I have now. I got rid of a bunch a few weeks ago. I donated it to the thrift store. It's funny, you bring it home from the thrift store and then you take it back to the thrift store. But I don't have a choice. I have to get rid of some things, or I have to stop buying anything. I'm going to try not to buy anything this month anyway. I just want to try to get rid of some stuff so I have some room. I don't have any drawer space left. I don't have any shelf space. I actually took some stuff out and put it in the garage on one of the shelving units outside because I didn't have any place else for it. And that's really not fair to my husband because the garage is his. I have a room in the house and he has the garage. Isn't that a pretty one there? I love that. Here's a little piece with a pineapple and I think it's an avocado on it. So, but anyway, I have to get my stuff out of the garage for him. So I am asking, now see this piece, that's good to slow stitch, do crochet over. That's what I'm going to do in my piece. I'm going to do crochet over it. I mean, not crochet, embroidery. Yeah, embroidery. So anyway, here's all of those. There's quite a few of those. And so they're already in strips, so you can do whatever with those. And there's a lot of them. I didn't count this stuff, but I can. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. There's 57 of these strips. And then I didn't count these either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 of these, anywhere from 11 by 11 to 12 and a half by 12 and a half, something like that. They're not exact, but so there's 57 of those, 25 of these, and then these big pieces, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of these big pieces, and 2 random pieces. Okay, so that's all of that. Now, this was going to be it, but I had room in the bag, so I decided that I would put in some of my vintage laces, just a few. I tied it up with a piece of sari silk, so there will be a piece of sari silk. Then I wrapped it up in a piece of a very old nightgown that I got from antique store. So you'll get a piece of that. And then here's a piece of very old lace. It's not lace, it's a trim. And it's kind of looks like what used to be on the bottom of slips back in my day when little girls wore slips, and women too. But I got this also from the same antique store where this came from. And you will get just about 20 inches of that. And then here's a piece. I think this is about 18 inches, if I remember correctly. No, it's 20 also. About 20, 19, something like that. That's vintage. All these laces are vintage. They're not antique. They got to be over 100 years old. And I'm not sure that I have anything here that's over 100 years old. But it's all antique. It's all older than, it's all vintage. It's all older than 20 years for sure. Most of it's probably, I'd say a lot of it's 40s and 50s, 60s. Here's a piece of vintage trim. Here's some really small, tiny rickrack. And you get a yard of this. Very, very, very dainty. I believe there's a yard of, maybe there's 24 inches of this one. Let me see. No, there's more than that. There's 37. That's a yard. There's a yard of that one. This is just a small piece, just 12 inches, because I didn't have very much of this one. Hope you can see that. And then there's a yard of this one. I just got this one the other day, and it's really, really pretty. And you can switch out the ribbon if you wanted to in this one. Might be more than a yard of this one. Let me see. I think it might be a yard and a half. 32. Yeah, I think there's maybe a yard and a half of that one. Or a little more. And then here's a little piece of, well, it's not a little piece. It's about the same, about a yard and a half, I guess. It's a more delicate lace. And then there's this little one here. There's about 18 inches of this one. It's a little gathered lace, very soft. And then here's some eyelet. And I think I'm having trouble measuring. You can see. There's a yard of this. It's an old eyelet. And then there's about, I think probably about a yard of this one. Yeah, a little more maybe. It's a very wide lace. Oh, that's not lace. We'll talk about that in a minute. Oh, and then there's this piece that's very old, and it is stained. There was a safety pin in it that left rust marks, and then just some regular stain from being old is there. And then this one here is, I can't say how old this is. I don't know. This might not be vintage, and it might be. I can't say for sure, but I can say that you get about 5 or 6 yards of it, because I have a huge, huge roll of that. So you get all that. And now this piece is really neat. I like this because you can, they're little squares and you can cut those out and use them for just about anything you want to use them for. I don't remember where it came from. It might have been a fabric from Joann's. I'm not sure, but I know that it's nothing that I've gotten recently, so can't say where it came from. I don't remember. But I just happened upon it because I had forgotten about it. I never used it. I just put it away and I never used it. So that's kind of what happened. So I'm going to put that over here. And that's why I have to get rid of some stuff. Do you get to the point where you have so much that you don't remember what you have, and then you also can't decide what to use, so you just kind of don't do anything? That's kind of where I'm at. I just keep hoarding stuff and not doing anything with it, so that has to change. So now I'm asking, would like to have $50 for each one of these packs. However, if it seems like that's too much, please email me with an offer, because these things need to go. I think I would pay $50 for it if I just wanted a bundle of fabric that was already pretty much cut and measured and everything, and I didn't have to go out and buy a big large amount. But that's me. I just need to get rid of it. So if $50, and that includes priority shipping, if that seems like too much, then please email me and make me an offer. And I'll leave my email below. Like I said, I have 3 of these kits available now. And yeah, I do have another kit, but I haven't got it ready to show. But it's basically the same as these. It's just that you're not getting as much. There's not as much stuff. It was kind of like the leftovers from these bundles here. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for taking the time to watch and see what I have. And I hope I'll hear from somebody soon. Thank you. And bye for now.